Beto, our good friend Beto O'Rourke. He's just one of those he's one of those politicians that is a good sell to the establishment Democrats. They like that type of dude. It's weird because he's always like he's trying to run for governor in Texas again. Boy, what could you imagine if he won? Could you imagine if he won in Texas? I don't know. I haven't really seen. I've been looking more at the primary, but how crazy would that be? Not what I would hope for. It's up to the people in Texas. I don't live in Texas, but that would be an that would be a disaster to see him up there like that. My goodness. So Beto, he's running for governor, so he's back in the news. He's back. The press, they're all now hounding him again. And he has a good presence with the press. Like he's captivating. As evil as his ideas are, it doesn't change that he's still captivating to the press. So they come and they're asking him, like, Beto, do you remember? You remember that a while back? It was 2019. Y'all were running for president. And you remember you had said a couple things. We just want to follow up with you. He's trying to memory hold his vow to confiscate America's most commonly used rifles. He's trying to act like it didn't happen. Beto, we will trust Beto. Trust me. We're never, especially after the pandemic and what we've seen in Australia, and people are trying to roll back a little bit now, but we're never going to forget. We remember what you said.
For guns in this country, you've gone further. You said, quote, Americans who own AR-15s and AK-47s will have to sell them to the government, all of them. You know, the critics call this confiscation. Are you proposing taking away their guns, and how would this work?
I am, if it's a weapon that was designed to kill people on a battlefield. If the high impact.
Yeah, it was real easy to say during the primaries and get all that round of applause and yay, government, come take our protection away. Yay. We need new laws. Let's make the criminals stronger because obviously they don't obey laws. So the only people who are affected by laws are law-abiding citizens. Yay!
That high velocity round, when it hits your body, shreds everything inside of your body because it was designed to do that so that you would bleed to death on a battlefield and not be able to get up and kill one of our soldiers. When we see that being used against children, and in Odessa, I met the mother of a 15-year-old girl who was shot by an AR-15, and that mother watched her bleed to death over the course of an hour because so many other people were shot by that AR-15 in Odessa and Midland. There weren't enough ambulances to get to them in time. Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans anymore.
You ever get in that moment where you're kind of like passionate? I don't know if you spoke in front of people or whatever. You got that first round of applause and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go back for that next one. Hell yeah, we're going to take your guns. No, you're going to have to own that one. Now, you can change your mind. I've changed my mind on countless of positions. What I'm going to need, though, from you is an explanation. You going back on stuff means nothing without an explanation.
Congressman, thank you.
And I want to say this. I'm listening to the people of this country. The day after I proposed doing that, I went to a gun show.
I'm going to need to hear the explanation as to why Beto O'Rourke is now saying he's not interested in taking anything from anyone. That's a hell of a shift. I haven't heard him shift from this at all from when he first said it. What I want to make sure, this is him now, is I can't even say without laughing. He's saying what I want to make sure is that we do is defend the Second Amendment. So now he's marketing himself as a defender of the Second Amendment. Okay, if you're going to be Team 2A and you're going to be riding around bumping Bryson Gray or whoever, Tom McDonald, I'm good. Let's listen to it together and agree with that. If you're gonna be down with Colin Noir, the gun dude, then we're good. So how did you come to that? I want to make sure that we protect our fellow Texans far better than we're doing now, and that we listen to law enforcement, which Greg Abbott refused to do. He turned his back on them when he signed that permitless carry bill that endangers the lives of law enforcement in a state that see more cops and sheriff duties gunned down than in any other. So now you're saying you're for the police? This is confusing, bro. I don't even know where you are anymore. How did you get to this point? Why do we never get the answer to this? Why does nobody ever ask that question? When I said I had previous positions in the past, like for example, for AOC, one of the first questions people asked in the chat was like, "Okay, how did you how did you change?" Good question. I mean, everybody can change their mind, and I don't need any apology or anything like that. I just want to know, because we don't trust you. At least I don't. I don't know how you could.